Good evening, viewers. This is Samuel Edmond John Norman, the current GHS creative art teacher of St. Benedict Superior School at Dansoman State Flats. In my previous video, I was trying to advise WAEC to try and introduce practical examination attached to the theory for creative arts, career technology, science, ICT, and all subjects that are practical based, where the cycle and the motto, and the motto are supposed to work in a given lesson. And as I said, I've had about 10 years experience in handling these kind of assignments. I first of all started teaching in 2008 during my internship teaching practice at Accra High School, where I handled graphic design, textile design, and general knowledge in arts. And my students, in fact, loved my teaching. Even students that are in science, that were then at the science department, general arts department, business, I mean, they were all interested. I mean, I became a very famous teacher for that matter. And up till now, for all schools that I teach, up to now, they still have my contact number. Anytime I meet them, they still have my contact number. Most of them have been calling me to date. And apart from Accra High School, I've also taught at Lincoln Senior High School into ceramics and general knowledge in art and graphic design at Accra Newtown, and also Casting Senior High School at Aplaku, Israel, where I also taught graphic design, general knowledge in art, and ceramics for that matter. Before coming to Punk Senior High School, where I handled graphic design, leatherworks, and general knowledge in arts. And altogether, I have had 10 years experience from 2008 to 2018, making 10 years experience. And in all these schools, I ensure that my examination, for that matter, the class test 3, was based on project works, either 2D or 3D. So I have the class test 3 as a project work, which is either which was either a two-dimensional art. Then in the exams, I also have another practical examination, which will be based on three-dimensional art. So I alternate it in that order. And in my theory, exam have 40 objective questions, making 40 marks. Then the subjectives being 60 marks, which in all makes 100%. Then I divide it by 2, making 50%. Then the practicals carries another 50% marks. So 50 plus 50% theory plus 50% practicals, making 100%. That is how I used to handle my examination. Then in 2018, December, I came for interview at St. Benedict's Review School at Ansuma Snake Flats. And the following year, which is 2019, January, I started teaching. And I decided to introduce some of this senior high school practical examination to this basic school, where I was handling creative arts. The 40 objectives, making 40%, and then the subjective making 60%, altogether making 100%, which I divide by 2 to get 50%. Then the practicals will have the practicals always have visual arts and performing arts. The visual arts side, either that depending on what we are doing, I normally I ensure that at the end of every term, either the class test 3 will have that is a 2D area. Either let's say first term we focus on, let's say, graphic design for the class test 3. Then the examination visual arts will have a 3D in that order. Then second term we focus on, let's say, TESA for the class test 3, and then a 3D for the exams. Then third term we focus on, let's say, picture making, and then a 3D for the exams. So at the end of the day, I will brush through all the 2D subjects, all the 2D areas, graphic design, testers, and picture making for the class tests, and then the exams will have the 2D sculpture, basketry, jewelry, and architecture. Leatherworks, for that matter. And this visual arts for exams carries 25% of the total exam marks. Then the performing arts, first term focuses on music. The music, they are the basic 5. So basic 4, they are music, maybe will focus on Ghana. Then the basic 5, their music will focus on the entire Africa a lot. They will choose an African nation and then produce a music that have the same style based on previous rehearsals. And then the basic 6, they focus on international, or what contemporary that is global music or world music for that matter. Then second term, we focus on drama and dance. Drama and dance. So with the second term, the student body for the examination will either choose drama or dance, and then they will form a group, because for drama you need to form a group. The same applies to dance. You need to form a group, and then they will produce this dance and then be awarded, or they will do in fact, there have been cases where even the dance were done individually, because you can dance individually, you can dance in groups. So that is it. Then the third term focus on poetry and storytelling. These two, storytelling and poetry, are also an interesting performing art area that we need to tap into. So the performing art also makes 25%, plus the visual art making 25%. So altogether 50%, plus the theory 50%, and I get my 100%. In fact, I've handled this thing. So let me say, 10 years experience in the senior high school, plus 4 years experience in the basic. That is with this practical examination style, making 14 years experience. And I've been handling this thing far before the new curriculum came into being. And those who claim performing art examination cannot be administered, therefore, because of that, practical examination for the basic schools cannot be enforced, they've got everything wrong. I have handled this thing assignment for 14 years. In fact, my former my previous laptop was HP, and then by accidentally they had this crash. But most of these videos were lost. For that matter, it was just a few videos that I luckily had in my sorry, on my pen drive, that brought the idea of creating a YouTube channel where I will keep this some of these works there for future reference, because you may not know. So as I'm talking to you, you have some of these videos at YouTube to serve as proofs that these lessons, these examinations were conducted. And I'm trying to share some of my screen for you to see. Okay. Now, you see, this is she have written Creative Arts Class Test 3 by St. Benedict Civil School GHS people. So this architectural or paper houses, this were their Class Test 3 project works that were done and recorded, as you can see. And my project works, the student body do the works individually. I don't allow group project works, so that the students can start from the scratch, from A to Z, so that the student will gain total experience. Unlike group work, where sometimes you give us the work, and then somebody working on this part, somebody working on that part, so that at the end of the day, this person will end up getting specialized in handling this part. No, I make sure that the students start from A to Z. That's how I handle my practical assignments. So at the end of the day, the student graduates and then they have the technical know-how to handle assignment from A to Z. See, these are class tests. Now let me show you another video. Let me try and see if I can get some other videos for you to see. Okay, this one was a packaging and labeling design. See, yeah, the labels were hand designed and pasted on their products. See, that's graphic designing for that matter. This package was done by the students themselves. And let me see. You have this basketry works. This were exam section C project works. You have some previous advanced sculpture, as you can see, and in some previous years too, they did canvas paintings. You see, these are canvas painting. These are exam section C project works. You see, so it is possible. These are for the visual arts. This is also another see end of first term creative art exam you see of exam works by St. Benedict's Civil School Dansuma. So you can see there's a strawberry bag produced by Na Ameli Boy. This is also another beautiful butterfly work produced by Sesenam Johnson Kudu. Yes, he just graduated GHS this year, 2024. We're trying to produce a sculpture out of paper with an sellotape. See, all these are uh, end of 10 project works. See, there are also poster designs. See, poster designs by basic 7 people of St. Benedict Civil School and Asuma State Flats. So these are also um, I think exam project works. Yes. This channel's name is Collision of Art and Technology Club. When you type this name on YouTube, can come to my channel and view a lot of videos that I've created. And I also have another channel, which I the name is Samuel Edmond Jono. When you type Samuel Edmond Jono, man, you come straight to this channel. This channel is specifically dedicated for performing artworks. As you can see now, this is uh, so this is exam section C, a poem by Abba Van Dyke. You see, now she's reciting a poem in tree, and as you can see, she's dressed in a traditional Akan costume. Yes. Now, this is also another exam session C. You see, she's an Ewe, and she's dancing bobobo, a traditional dance, and as you can see, she's wearing a traditional costume. Yes, exam session C for that matter. Now, this is also another uh, exam session C. You see, yes, he's acting as a grandpa narrating a story to his son. You see, so storytelling too was part of my exam, and as you can see, he's reciting a Kukwanase story, and so he's therefore dressed in what traditional attire, and you can see some white patches on the hair to show that he's a grandpa indeed. This is one area that then you can. This is also this is another exam session C. His name is Christian Johnson. He was then in class 5 or basic 5 for that matter. And the title of the poem is Can Do or Have the Can Do Spirit. See, yes, dressed in traditional attire for that matter. Now, we also have another performing arts. This is Giovanni Owusu Ochre, who is rapping. You see, that is it. He's producing. So these are all exam project works. Oh, sorry, unfortunately that the video has freeze, but this is um, a dance, right? A dance piece. A dance piece. Let me see. So you see, so you can see his name is Perry Buham performing an Akan dance. This his name. This is also exam section C. You see, practical exams for basic 5. He's dancing a contemporary dance. Yeah. So the focus was on International dance. Yeah, that is it. Okay. So all these were directed. It is also a pianist. She's now a beginner learning how to play piano. Initially, initially she wanted to perform to play this piano with a dress in kaba and slits. And I said, no, um, piano is not Ghanaian. It was a foreign or contemporary um, music. So therefore, he need to change the dress and dress up in what modern style or modern costume. And as you can see, the piano and the dress match very well, as you can see. Yeah, she's performing this. She's playing this piano. She was playing this piano in my department, the creative art department for that matter. Yes. So in practical examination, the examiner can guide them to come up with something beautiful which can be recorded on in memory chips with the name of the pupil, the index number, and the title of the work, and etc. for the examiner to award marks. And in better still, this can be forwarded, or schools can create a Google Drive account where these works can be forwarded, and then they will share video links, all these the links to the examiner to mark and then award marks. And once there are links there, even the chief examiners and those at WAEC can also click and be watching to serve as proofs. You see, very, very easy, because there are some parents who may not like their words uh, showcasing their performing artworks on YouTube. So with that one, keeping them in a school's Google Drive account, nobody can have access except the WAEC examiners and the chief examiners. Then parents who want their artworks, their works artworks advertised on YouTube, can the school can put it there, so that these artworks can also serve as marketing tools to market the talent of the student body. So to also serve as future reference anytime maybe in some years to come they want a performing artist, the parent can use that as reference point, and then it also serve as marketing uh, tools for the school in question, and also add a CV. It also add a CV to the teacher or the facilitator who taught the lesson, as I have also done. You see, all these ways that I've done, they add a plus to my CV. You may not know where this thing can land me in the near future. And I recommend, I have to I advise all creative art teachers, practical teachers to also um, take these steps, not only for not only for creative art, but for career technology. Career technology too can have practical examination. But I want to see pre-tech examination. I want to see the student practical examination on furniture, how to produce tables, chairs, um, wooden seesaw, cabinets, and even miniature block works. That is buildings, small ones. You can go to YouTube. The white men are doing wonders. We have that is a juvenile in Ghana who produced a block work, a miniature building using cement. So these artworks can be then metal fabrication, then architectural drawing to design building plan, the front view, back view, and the rest using AutoCAD. So the digital literacy aspect can be questions should be why one sometimes they should challenge their question towards that. So to force the schools to revamp their ICT labs to install AutoCAD, Revit, CorelDRAW, and Adobe Photoshop in all their their PCs for examination purposes. So when I ask questions like this, not only for architecture, but for visual art as well, graphic designing, so that the student can also be supervised to design posters, labels, packages. Yes, these are some of the things. Banners, flyers, and so on and so forth. Then career technology, home economics can also have two questions. One for sewing, one for catering. Students will be asked to sew casual wear, office wear. And for the catering, they should be allowed to prepare local dishes and intercontinental dishes as well. Because most of the student graduates without any skills at hand. Yes, they graduate without any skills. In fact, even those in the senior high schools even have a problem. Because I've had a problem. I've had I've been to a senior high school where the management board, right? They wanted to. They used to have their canteen service, right? There was a certain caterer or a woman we normally call Davi who prepare the food for the food for the school, and then at the end of the day she gives uh, she pays the school some some amount. Then the school saw that no, Davi is that is she's making money, so they wanted to take over the job, and then they have to find a better way to uh, dismiss her. After allowing Davi to after dismissing her, they employed one of the that is the senior high school graduates, one of my students who just graduated from the senior high school home economics, to come and cook food for us. After buying this food for, let's say, 3 days, including myself, all the students and teachers refused to buy food from the school canteen. whenever in fact, when we are coming to school, ourselves and the rest of the students, we pass through Davi's house and buy food and eat before coming, because the food that the someone who claims she has graduated from she has completed senior high school home economics could not prepare granule soup. I mean, all the food she prepared for that week were not something good to write home about. So these are the things we should the examination should channel on local dishes, banku, fufu, ampisi, beans, wache, and the rest. Then the intercontinental, because these are trending food that will readily give the create readily job for the student in future. Then the intercontinental dishes we have, let's say dishes like shawarma, pizza, samosa, fried rice, jollof. These are the kind of foods we should be thinking about. Foods that will create future job market for the student, not those kind of prepare food for an invalid, for a toddler, for somebody at the hospital. Listen, don't waste the students' time. I mean, channel the questions on job marketable questions. That is what the white men are doing. They ask job marketable questions that prepares the child for the future job market. We must train our children, our words, to end up as I mean, for the job market, and not end up as philosophers who can only define, explain, and differentiate and give importance of, but their hands cannot deliver, because once the cycle and the motto are not coordinating the lesson, their hands will suffer from what I call psycho leprosy and psycho blindness. When in fact, you can be looking and looking, but there's a difference between looking and seeing. Until you can see, forget it. You are not enlightened. You don't have the eyes of understanding. You don't have the eyes of understanding. The ears of understanding is dead. Once your eyes of understanding is dead and your ears of understanding is dead, forget it. You can never apply wisdom. In the same way, if you don't have skills at hand, you can never apply wisdom. And these skills and understanding must work in the given lesson. Psychomotor coordination process. That is what the psychologists say. Psychomotor coordination process must be that's the style that we need to apply for handling our practical subjects. And in this time around, I think the practical should carry greater percentage of the exam's total marks. If the theory is, let's say, 20%, the objective plus the subjective, making 100%, should be scaled down to 20%. Whereas the practical project works, whether it is visual art and performing art, making 100% should be scaled down to 80%, so that the practicals will carry the greater percentage of the exam's total marks. The same applies to science. We want to see students producing works in physics, in, let's say, biology. We have grafting and others. These are the works that student body should be producing. Biology, then chemistry. They should produce chemicals that are going to solve problems affecting our community. The same applies to the biology. They should produce that is works that are biology related, that are supposed to solve a problem affecting our community. These are the things, so that our future generation our future generation, our children will not suffer in future. Otherwise, they will graduate and be looking for jobs, and the job market will reject them because they don't have the competencies at hand and in their brain to meet the job market. So they go sit at home as many are sitting at home. Even many graduates are sitting at home today because they don't have the skills. They are looking for their job, but the job market are not looking for them. They are looking for their job, but the job market, the job market is not looking for them. They are not the ones that the job market need. You see, so there are two things. So what happens is that they are at home. And let me, as I say, I've always say that getting unemployed for a long time is very dangerous because the devil finds job for the idle hands. The devil finds job for the idle hands, and the devil's job that you the job the devil will give you when you are unemployed for a long time. One is robbery. You end up either becoming a thief, a cyber fraudster. If you are a man or a drug pusher, if you are a lady, if you are not careful, that is, you start engaging in hookups, prostitution. These are the root causes of the social deviances that we find in our nation. Because yes, because that is it. And let me tell you that when these people were young, do you think any of them ever had the idea of ever becoming an armed robber, a cyber fraudster, or a prostitute, and the rest? No, none of them. All of them. Some wanted to become a pilot, some wanted to become a medical doctor, and the rest. But we have shattered their dreams through some of these things. It's about time our Minister of Education and WAEC sit up. Why? Because I mean, you handle your examination is the one that controls the basic education system. But let's forget about this kind of lesson note supervision coming, supervisors, yes, supervisors coming for let's abolish this lesson note system, because all throughout my teaching at senior high school, I didn't rely on lesson notes. I relied on quality books. So when we design quality books for senior high schools and the basic schools and the universities, we don't need lesson notes. And most of my students, go and check my record. Go and check my records at Accra High School, Bank Senior High School, Lincoln Senior High School, Casting Senior High School, and even St. Benedict Subiu School. And those who graduated this year, come and find out their performance. Most of them had the marks that their parents were expecting. Yes. Handling practical works. People thought, oh, you see, you're handling the practical, you're doing the practicals too much. But at the end of the day, they went and then they did a good job in the, because I was also on the theory, very serious. Apart from that, I also prepared question and answers for them, taught them learning methodologies. I also always ensure that what they learn at home, when they come the following day for my lesson, I always question them what they've learned, and everybody must answer. And they got serious with both the theory and with the practicals. And They did good job at BC 2024 and coming next year, 2025. My target is to capture the whole Ghana. In fact, the in creative art, the whole Ghana, and we must be first. Under my leadership, we will be first, the whole Ghana, and even the whole Africa. Yes, we will target the whole Ghana first, then we in that order. Yes. Maybe 2025, I'm targeting 95%, 95%. Uh, uh, that is one. Mhm. That is each student body should get one. That and that should be 95%. Then in 2026, 100%. Yes, it is possible. In fact, I am a go-getter, and I will get this goal. I will achieve this goal by the application of wisdom. And in fact, my busy preparation have started. Have started. I don't need to wait. I don't have time. And no time to waste. The preparation is now. They will pass it. The theory and then the practicals they will live with skills at hand to meet the future job market. And they'll be ahead of the rest in the job market. In fact, they will overtake them. They'll be the head and not the tail. Mark it on the wall and put my name there. This is Samuel Edmund John Norman, aka Emperor Abraham John Norman. We will make it. Yes. Oh, this is a video message to West African Examination Council, to the Minister of Education, Deputy Minister of Education, and then to GES supervisors. A lot of the GES supervisors are my friends. Some of them were my course mates, others were also ahead of. In fact, no, I mean, those are the big bases, those who have been coming to our school. Mm. Some of them were my were my mates at the university. And find out from them, find out from Mr. Bule at Bebesi school when I was at University of Education, Winneba. What I mean, what was my performance at University of Education, Winneba? And I must say that during my batch, I was one of the famous students at UEW, both North, South, and Central campus, due to my art skills and art talents. Because at the end of at the end of every third year, most of the student body have to produce they have to undergo on campus teaching practice before they go for the 1 year teaching practice for the fourth year. And during the third year, most all the student body, we need teaching aids. And I was then a very powerful teaching aid designer, both 2D and 3D. Students from the North campus, South campus, Central campus, even people that I don't know, they will come straight to and they claim they know me. Meanwhile, I don't know them. That is it. I was making a great impact at UEW and the entire Winneba at large. Drivers and the community, in fact, everybody from the from right from um, Anchorage School down to the South Campus. But I was very so talented because of my art skills, and they gave me the Chinese name Tashon because I could do almost everything. Yes. Let us impart skills into the hands of the student body. Let's forget about the lesson notes. Lesson note doesn't help. In fact, it wastes the time of the teacher. The time that the teacher or the facilitator need to go and read quality books and make quality research on YouTube. The teacher is using that's spending majority of the time to write lesson notes. See, you are wasting the teacher's time. That's why the white men who brought the idea of lesson notes have stopped writing lesson notes. The last country that the last that's the last the last white men that stopped writing lesson notes are UK, because UK, before a British man would change, it takes a long time for them to adapt to change. They are very they always like old style. But when a British man has changed, then it means that in fact they have changed indeed. Even the British have changed. Please, Ghana, let us change and stop writing the lesson of. You see, Dr. Baumia, when they came to power, that is at one time he wanted to abolish this teaching writing of lesson notes, and then people refuse. You see, at least even if it should come into be, why don't we type and then that is send it by email, type on through Microsoft Word, and then we send it. That, as easier, you see, make the work of the teacher easier. Because the work, because now we are called facilitators. A facilitator is supposed to make things easier for the learner. So if you are making things difficult for the facilitator, how do you expect us to make things easier for the learner? We also make things tough for them. Input determines output. The output of everything that we see is judged and determined by the input or the kind of foundation that we are laying. So let us be very, very careful how we lay foundations, because foundation has the final say at the output. Foundation judges the output. Foundation determines how far you go, how well you learn, and where you are going. So let us be very, very careful how we lay foundation for the Ghanaian child whom we are teaching or whom we are guiding to become future leaders, for that matter. Thank you very much. I draw the curtains down. Uh, my name is Samuel Edmond John Norman, aka Tashon, aka Emperor Edmond Abraham John Norman. You can reach out to me on +233 271 723. Let me also, well, I wanted to say something, but I will end it here. Thank you very much for listening.